Peace and blessings, YouTube. The Ripper here. Good evening, good day to you. It's such a beautiful day to be alive, to be awake, enlightened with the Spirit of God, and electrified. It's always a beautiful day when you wake up with energy and strength. It's now 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, something like that. It's the evening here in Maryland. But every day I wake up, I have energy and strength, and I'm rejuvenated every day. Even if when I train hard, work out 4 or 5 hours, every day pretty much, and I'm healing every day. I work out hard, but I still wake up with a lot of energy because I live with accountability. I live for integrity and righteousness. But I also, in titling this video, Human Healing and Rejuvenation, what inspired me to want to post this or go into greater insight in this video was because I've realized that many people have not been healed and rejuvenated, and they're operating out of a cycle of self-destruction every day, and they're waking up not fulfilled, not with purpose, not electrified, or with a sense of gratefulness and happiness and strength. So also, in that same breath, I would like to extend myself to those who are listening. I'm easily accessible. If you need uplift, if you want to talk one-on-one, if you want to continue this journey, I want to walk with you on this journey of healing and rejuvenation. And I have a lot of information to share with you all. So please, you can email me. My email will be in the description below, and we can talk further. But in this video, Human Healing and Rejuvenation, I want to go into greater detail about the steps to healing and rejuvenating. The first step would be accountability and awareness, creating awareness, that understanding that your awareness or your lack of awareness is why you have not healed at this point. As painful as that truth may be in your history or whatever your experiences may have been in this society and social upbringing and what this society has to offer the people in terms of its politics and its education and everything else revolved around it, is what has caused the people to be in such a condition. So awareness has to be created to how we got in this condition. That's the first part to healing, is understanding and creating awareness, and then having integrity and accountability and understanding that you have a part to play in your healing, and you have to have the restraint, the resistance, and the strength to persevere and stay on the path and journey to healing. That's the first stage to healing, creating awareness and understanding that you're not the only one. Many men and women have come before us and have been in conditions and have been hurt and heartbroken and have been in conditions where they were set at naught or subjected or put in misfortunate situations, and they had to deal with it and handle it with a positive attitude because that was their trial. So us today, we should not be complaining about trials and tribulations, because many men and women have come before us with similar trials or maybe even more harsh trials, and they had to get through it. So we have to build our strength to endure. So that's the first stage in healing, is understanding that people have come before you and suffered, and people will come after you in suffering. And that is a human evolution. Each individual person evolves as they're suffering. So it's not something that it's just personally against you. And I don't want you to think that the world is against you. I don't want you with this idea. I don't want us with this idea that the world is against us and people hate us and it's unfortunate and this is just BS. No, do not carry that kind of attitude. That is a negative attitude, and you are actually drawing negative energy to you when you think that way. Because as I've mentioned before in my previous videos, is that we are creators, whether you know it or not, and you create by your thought pattern. So if you're constantly thinking negative, misfortune, unsuccess, laziness, just thinking in a low frequency, in a low way, you're manifesting those thoughts into your reality. So from this point moving forward, I want us to start thinking more positive. I want us to start thinking about abundance, start thinking about truth, start thinking about contributing truth. As painful as it may be because of the society we live in, you have to start contributing what you want to see, which is positivity, uplift, oneness, and camaraderie. That's what we have to contribute at this time, because If not, then we're just self-destructive every day, waking up every day with the purpose of just destroying one another, and we're failing the test. And that is why this condition, or these conditions, and the society, the system we live in, is not getting any better. It seems as though it may be getting even more worse because people are not being held accountable and they don't have integrity. So let's take each one, teach one. Let's take it one step at a time and understand that, okay, I'm going to create awareness. Whatever I've suffered, it was a divine purpose for me to go through that. And it's supposed to empower me. It's supposed to strengthen me, to bring out the best in me, my gifts and talents, whatever is in me that is undiscovered. Pain and suffering will bring it out, because you will do what it takes to get out of suffering. You will do what it takes. That's your nature. That's our nature. We will do whatever it takes to get out of suffering circumstances, painful circumstances. So you will naturally do what's required to overcome. And that is what God does, because God knows our nature. God knows best how to evolve us. And he understands that it's going to take painful circumstances and trials and suffering to get you through. And it's not about that. It's about you understanding that that's good for you. It's about you understanding that I'm going to go through that with a positive attitude. Then you deal with the trials better. You handle the trials better. They're easier to overcome. Not that it may be easy, but you can deal with it better when you understand it is the divine reason behind your suffering and your trials. That's number one. Number two would be camaraderie. Finding those around you, if they're not positive or feeding you positive energy, uplift, inspiration, then you need to find people that, or be amongst people and friends or individuals who can feed you positive uplift and knowledge and electricity and energy. That's what you need to be around. Camaraderie. That is the second stage to healing, so that you don't think once again that the world is against you, because the world is not against you. People are not against you. People do not hate you. People who may seem to be that way, they're also giving off a negative energy, a low frequency. It's not that it's personal against you. It's not that they're attacking you, but it's something going on within themselves that may not be aware of. They're still healing themselves. They may not even be aware that they're coming off like that. So don't take it personal. Just understand that everyone is in their own process. And finding people in camaraderie, you're finding people that you can relate to, that are positive, that you can talk and connect with. That's the second stage to healing. Number three would be a spiritual approach. Number three is more of a self accountability approach, where not the same as creating awareness, but now you're making sacrifices. You're overcoming. You're challenging yourself to overcome your own weaknesses and traumas, or depression and misery. So those of you who have this social media craze, and like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, if this is just a suggestion. Now, if you're not using it in a professional way, or a way that isn't benefiting your service or your business, then you should probably delete the apps, because if you're just surfing through social media, that is subconsciously affecting you, whether you know it or not. It is subconsciously feeding you the wrong information and the wrong frequency. It is not a healthy frequency, especially if you're not aware of what you're being fed, and you're just taking in this kind of knowledge and these images. It's not positive, unless it is positive. But oftentimes it's not, because it's rooted in lust, materialism, greed, lies, falsehood. It's just a lot on social media that's not healthy. So you can also delete your social media pages. That would help you as well, just in the beginning stages of healing, because it's a false idea and false narrative that comes with social media. And it's this instant gratification thing, or this thing where you can see it instantly, so you should be able to get it instantly. No, that's not how the universe is set up. It doesn't work like that. That's all manipulation. Nothing happens instantly. Well, we have, like I said, we're creators. We can think instantly. We can create thoughts instantly. But to put those thoughts to work and manifest takes time. It's like planting a seed. So that's the reality. So we have to plant seeds, and don't think it's going to come overnight. That is why the people are so sick, because they're not getting what they want overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Like if you're a farmer, you already understand that it's seasonal I have to plant this at this particular time. I have to do this, water it. I have to take care of the soil. I have to defend it, my crops from pests and other enemies of my crop so that it can survive its harvest or its development. And then I can take it out and it'll be good for my health. It'll be good for me to consume. But that takes time. That's a process. So we have to start looking at life as farmers, as in agricultural way, where we have to cultivate ourselves, cultivate each other. We got to change the way we look at life. We have to change our perception, and then we'll become more mentally healthy. The mental illness that we're noticing is because of the wrong perception. It's because people are heartbroken because they thought they knew. They had the wrong idea, and that's not their fault. They've been miseducated on purpose. But now it's time for us to grow up and mature and realize that we have to become accountable, and don't look for other people to teach you and just give you information. Look within yourself. You can be inspired by something, but if that something is not good for you or if it's causing you detriment, then you should stop feeding from that. Only feed from the information and knowledge that will empower you and give you the put you on the right direction. And you'll know when that time comes. But once again, the purification process has to take place first. So that's this stage process that I want to break down is really for the criteria, I would say, of life, because we have to measure our life up to a specific particular criteria and standard. How do you know you're living, or how do you know you're dying? Certain signs are obvious, like you're dying if you're out of shape, if you're heavy, have diabetes, different diseases, or just there are certain signs, physical signs, that someone is dying. If they're in a hospital bed, or if they've been in a car wreck, or health issues, whatever the case may be, there are physical signs of death. But there are also unseen signs of death, spiritual signs of death, where you can sometimes see that as well. If you're an enlightened one, you can see when someone is spiritually dying. But how do you know what criteria or what standard are you measuring your life up to make sure that you're on a path of life and not the path of death? Because that is extremely important in this healing and rejuvenating process. How do you know you're actually healing, and how do you know you're not causing more destruction into your own life based upon your desires, our desires, inordinate behavior, activity on a daily basis? Even though it may be fun or it may feel good or taste good, how do you know that that is not causing more destruction? This is something we have to be made aware of if we truly want to heal and come out of this condition. So I want to talk more about this with the viewers. So please email me and hit me up so we can talk more. Also, I'm extending myself to anyone who want to speak. We can talk personally. And yeah, anyone who will be interested in starting a new fitness program or fitness journey, I'm easily accessible as well. I have an ebook, 7 Simple Secrets to Doubling Muscle Gains, where it's about mental empowerment, spiritual empowerment through the fitness vehicle. But also, ultimately, it's a mental and spiritual empowering ebook. But I'm discussing definitely diet and fitness, but also I structure diet routines and workout plans as well, depending on what your goal may be. Because it's not just about your physical being, it's about challenging yourself on different levels to bring out the best in you. And working out can do that, but you got to work out properly. You're going to look good regardless. As you continue to exercise, you're going to look good. You're just going to build the body. You're going to build muscle. You're going to, as you're healing and drinking water, eating clean, it's going to naturally happen. But now it's time for us to take it to another level, because especially as the younger generation, we have a responsibility, we have a duty to turn this thing around. It's not going to happen on its own. It would have been done it by now. It's been many years this thing has been rolling out. So now the future, those of us who are young, those of us who are the future, it's on us to turn this thing around. Otherwise, you are a part of the problem. You're actually a part of destruction. And I don't want to be a part of a destructive system or a destructive cycle, because I'm unjust to myself, because I don't want to be destroyed. I don't want to get destroyed. I don't want to be around destroyed people. So I would not contribute to a system of life and of truth and justice and healing. So that is what we need to focus on. So thank you again, YouTube family. Let's continue to feed from positivity, righteousness, integrity, and creating awareness to properly heal and rejuvenate. Thank you again. Peace and blessings.